Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Evan Seago, and in case you didn't know, I'm an actor, a singer, somewhat of an occasional writer, and passionate storyteller. Well, this past Tuesday, Oscar nominations came out, and like everybody who really loves talking about them, I decided, why not make a video about who I think might win? And yeah, I know it sounds a little cliche for me to do a little video about this because everybody does it, but I'm like, why not? It will get you an opportunity to see my point of view and who I think might win. But specifically with the acting categories, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe down below so that way you can stay up to date whenever I post a new video. So let's get started. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen every single film this year because for the past year, my life has been really busy. If you saw in my last video, I did a vlog about a musical I was just recently in, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about who I think will win this year's Oscar at the 94th Academy Awards, specifically with the acting category. And you're going to ask, why not cover all of them? Well, not that I'm not interested in all the other categories, it's just my expertise, you could say, is more with the acting side, because I am an actor. I love watching performances and just getting inspired by them, and also in a certain degree analyzing them, because acting is a mysterious craft and I absolutely love it. But yeah, so now this year's acting categories for the Oscars are, in my words, completely stacked. It's so many talented people, rightly so, were nominated, and of course some people got snubbed for the Oscars. But you know what happens, the Academy votes on who they think should be nominated. But this year is just absolutely incredible, and right now we're going to get into all the nominees, and I'm going to tell you who I think should and could win. So let's get started. So how it's going to work is I'm going to put the list from the Academy of the nominees, and I'm gonna tell you them and who I think has a chance of winning. So the first group of nominees is for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role, and the nominees are Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter, Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, Judi Dench for Belfast, Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog, and Anjanou Ellis for King Richard. I have to say that this group of nominees are very special in my eyes. It covers an amazingly immense group of talented women, and they're just it's really good performances. Now, based on word of mouth, I've heard that the top two contenders really are Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog and Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. Knowing about Ariana and her rise in her career, she's done a lot. She's been in Hamilton. In case you're wondering, she was in Hamilton. Well, she played the bullet at the end between Hamilton and Aaron Burr's duel. She was in the Donna Summer musical playing Disco Donna, and she has so much experience. You know, she's a true triple threat, and plus I just love her personality. Ariana seems like a really cool person, you know, and I haven't seen her performance in West Side Story, but thankfully West Side Story is, the remake of West Side Story is coming to Disney Plus March 2nd, so I can't wait to watch it. But knowing the type of performer she is, and knowing how she can give herself to a role, and plus so many people say Anita in West Side Story is one of the most iconic musical theater characters ever, so of course she was going to put her stamp on that role, and I know that she, just by seeing a little bit of it, she was absolutely phenomenal in it. So I'm hoping for Best Supporting Actress, Ariana DeBose will win, because she's just really good in everything she does. And listening to some of the soundtrack of the remake, her singing America is really, really good. And her dancing ability is just so ferociously excellent, you know? If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And Kirsten Dunst, you know, it's gonna be sad. I haven't watched The Power of the Dog yet, and I really want to. I think I'm gonna watch it this Saturday. Knowing the stuff that she's done, I know she's really good, but personally, and being a little biased, I really hope Ariana DeBose wins. She is just, like I said, she's absolutely phenomenal. Now, let's get into the Best Supporting Actor category. This year's nominees are Siren, and please forgive me if I mispronounce your names. Siren Hines for Belfast, Troy Kotsur for Coda, Jesse Plemons for The Power of the Dog, J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardos, and Cody McPhee for The Power of the Dog. I'm probably going to be saying for the rest of the video. Each of these acting nominees are, the categories are very stacked. You'll think that more once we get into the last two categories. And like I just said, I haven't watched The Power of the Dog yet, and I'm going to. Like I said with the last category, based on word of mouth, lots of people have been raving about Cody McPhee's performance in The Power of the Dog, and I might take their word for it. I saw a scene that he was in, a little bit of a scene that he was in, and he looks like a big contender for this year's Oscars. And I know J.K. Simmons, everything he does is phenomenal. It was very surprising seeing him in this category. I didn't expect him to be nominated. That's another movie I need to watch, but I know more about that movie than some of the other nominees. So it's hard to choose. It's really hard to think who might win, but based on word of mouth and based on critics and what everybody says, I guess I'm placing my bet on I'm looking down on this, Cody McPhee, because so many people have been raving over his performance. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the lead acting categories. And let's start with leading actor. So this year's nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role are Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom, Will Smith for King Richard, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. Now, like I've been saying throughout this video with the other group of nominees, it's just another stacked group of nominees. Each of these actors on their own are very gifted, very talented in their own way kind of actors, you know? You have Javier Bardem, who won an Oscar for No Country for Good Men, and then you have other actors who have been nominated before but haven't won, which is Benedict, Andrew, and Will, who also in this year give really amazing, almost career-defining performances. And then you have OG Denzel Washington, who, surprisingly, in the best way possible, does Macbeth. He does the thing, he does the job well done, and I'm really happy that he got nominated this year, because I love the story of Macbeth. It's one of the great classics in theater. I'm glad he got nominated. I'm very happy with all of these nominees this year, pretty much. And based on word of mouth, people have been saying Will Smith is the front runner. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch King Richard, but I know Will is the type of actor who's gathered up enough accolades and Academy attention, you could say, and he's just a really humble, really good actor. And based on what I've seen, yeah, he is a huge contender. As well as, I think, Andrew Garfield and Benedict Cumberbatch. Really anybody, this is the one category I think that anybody could win, because everybody is so deserving. But in my opinion, it's either Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom or Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog. But who knows, Will might sneak up and take this award, or it could be Denzel, or it could be Javier. Who knows? Comment down below on who do you think will win for Best Actor, because I have no idea. And finally, we are now in the coveted, most talked about category, Best Actress. So, once again, here are this year's nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role. And this year's nominees are Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart for Spencer. This is a really big category of titans of film. Each of these nominees, yeah, these are very justifiable nominees, and I'm very pleased. Now, I really thought Rachel Zegler was going to get in for a nomination for West Side Story, but other than that, I feel like everybody is pretty justified. Olivia Colman, always a stellar actress. I'm very happy she was nominated for The Lost Daughter. Lots of people have been talking about Penelope Cruz being nominated for Parallel Mothers. I haven't seen the film, but it's one of those sneak-in performances that really, I've noticed, that gets into the Oscars. That's a very, it's like an underrated film, but very good performance, you know, that gets into these nominations categories, and I think she's justified. Now, I feel like the three big contenders for this year's Best Actress Oscar is Jessica Chastain, Nicole Kidman, and Kristen Stewart. Every one of these three nominees are nominated for a biopic, which I feel like has been so much lately. But based on word of mouth of the critics, everybody's saying Nicole Kidman is the front runner. She really did really well with playing Lucille Ball, and not in a gimmicky way at all, unlike some biopics, you know. But she really embodied her. And Nicole, she always gives good work, always. So she's definitely a front runner. But as well as Kristen Stewart, I've seen, like I said, I've seen a little bit of her performance in Spencer, and it's clear that she is, of course she would be nominated, but who I think deserves to win Best Actress is Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Like I talked in the last category, I haven't seen a performance like Jessica's that was so passionate and integrated in a good while, like in a professional film. Her performance is it's so good. Jessica's performance as Tammy Faye is how you play a real person right. Her performance was not caricature. It was really a real insight and really a humanization of who Tammy Faye was. I just feel like she deserves this Oscar. It really is a virtuoso performance, and it's just such, it's not to sound cliche, but it really is an Oscar-worthy performance. It's so good. It's so good. And I don't know, it's anybody's game, really, because each of these nominees are just so phenomenal. So everybody, that's my opinions on who I think should win this year's at this year's Academy Awards, and who knows, I could be wrong, who knows, I could be right, but I know I'm gonna have a good time watching it regardless, so and I hope you do as well. But I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment down below on who you think should win for the Oscars. But I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe down below, so that way you can stay up to date whenever I post a new video. So I hope all of you enjoyed. God bless everyone.